We are looking at question 2. McKenna uses 3½ pounds of blueberries to make exactly 4 1/3 pans of muffins. How many pans of muffins could she make with 2 pounds of blueberries? How many pounds of blueberries would she need to make 6 pans of muffins? Now the directions say drag and drop the correct value into each box to make each statement true. You don't have a drag and drop on this, but when you take your quiz on Illuminate, you will. So I can see here it just restated the question. McKenna could make how many pans of muffins with 2 pounds of blueberries, which is what it says here. And McKenna would need how many pounds of blueberries to make 6 pans of muffins, which it says there. So since I have 2 different things that I need to find, I know that I'm going to have 2 different computations to make. So I will set up 2 different proportion frames. And then I look at what am I comparing? So in both questions, I'm comparing pounds of blueberries and pans of muffins. So I have pounds of blueberries and pans of muffins. So remember, pounds abbreviation is LBS. So I'm going to be comparing pounds and pans. If you really want to write pounds of blueberries and pans of muffins, you can, but I think this is a little bit easier. And then I write my units on both sides of my proportion. Next, I look back at the question and I see that I have 3½ pounds. So 3½ is pounds, so I match up my labels. And they make 4 1/3 pans. And those 2 ratios go together because they told me that it's this much 3½ pounds of blueberries to make this much 4 1/3 pans of muffins. And my first question is asking me about 2 pounds of blueberries. So how many pans will be 2 pounds of blueberries? Well, I look and I see pounds are on top. So I'll put 2 pounds in the numerator and then X pans in the denominator. After I have my proportions set up, I'm going to cross multiply. I'll butterfly. And I have 3 1/2 times X, which is 3 1/2 X, equals, and then you can use your calculator for this part. I will have 4 1/3 times 2, which is 8 2/3. But I know I'm not finished yet because X is not alone. We have not figured out the number of pans yet. And I remember that there's multiplication there that is 3 1/2 times X. So I will need to divide both sides by 3 1/2. To get X equals, you can use your calculator for this part. 8 2/3 divided by 3 1/2 will be not a beautiful number, but it's not a horrible fraction either. 2 10/21. So McKenna could make, that is pans, I'm making sure it's pans. She could make 2 10/21 pans of muffins with 2 pounds of blueberries. Now I do the same thing, but I'm going to use the 6 this time. So I'm still comparing pounds and pans. My ratio for the original recipe doesn't change. It's 3 1/2 pounds and 4 1/3 pans. If you forgot, we got that from back up here in the question. 3 1/2 pounds and 4 1/3 pans. But now I'm answering the second question. McKenna would need how many pounds of blueberries for 6 pans of muffins? So pans, my label is in the denominator. So I'll put the 6 on the bottom. And my variable X is pounds because I'm looking for pounds. Then once again, we'll cross multiply. So I will get 4 1/3 times X is 4 1/3 X. And 3 1/2 times 6 is 21. My X isn't alone yet, so I know I still have to cancel out the 4 1/3. So I will divide both sides by 4 1/3. On this side, we'll get 1x, so we just need the x. And then you can use your calculator for this part. 21 divided by 4 1/3 is 4 11/13. So McKenna would need 4 11/13 pounds of blueberries to make 6 pans of muffins.